basically focus on redevelopment of the society.
Technology, yeah, it makes a very big role today in real estate. 9,000 plus projects are under redevelopment right now.
जो 2019 के बाद के बायर्स हैं उनको एक वैल्यू मिल रहा है तो पीछे वाले ने कुछ दिया है.
Welcome to Real Estate Ka Real Gyan with Prop Gyani Girish Shalvani. Today we have young real estate developers, those who have contributed to the skyline of this city. Western suburbs we also known as the Jewel of Mumbai. Would like to introduce Sahil Virani, Director Empire Realty, Mr. Chintan Vasani, Partner Vice Biz Developers, Mr. Krutam Ashar, Partner Enrose Developers. So Sahil,
Hi.
so in all my podcast, I try to ask one question which is really tough, and usually, you try to avoid and to answer that. What is one mistake that you did while starting your journey in construction that you don't regret?
One mistake, so then I should say mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes that I don't regret. I think the first, good part about us deciding to enter into construction business was to give something back to the society. I have been a part of a journey where things have, kind of molded in front of me from the grassroots level. We've basically focused on redevelopment of the societies, and we've seen that for a common man, his house is everything to him. And being in a position to see the satisfaction on one's face when his new house is delivered to him is priceless. It's more than money, of course. There are a lot of intangible values that are attached to it, and it really motivates you to give back more. So that's the best part about it. And secondly, of course, is you want to be a part of the revolution in terms of transforming the skylines, in terms of giving someone an elevated lifestyle. Also, an aspirant who knows that in the upcoming years how his new house is going to be, and just to be able to contribute to that journey is tremendous. So yeah, I think I've been really lucky.
Mr. Chintan, just wanted to understand, you have been a real estate developer, young generation I would say, and it is super difficult sometime to manage a business of real estate which is beyond 500,000 crores. And so how do you try to cope up in terms of technology, I would say?
So, Girish, I'll tell you, real estate comes to you and then it stays with you forever. And technology, yeah, it makes a very big role today in real estate. You say development, you say the marketing, sales side of it. Like 5 years back, 10 years back, people used to just make a project and then they used to pray we would be able to sell it. But now the data points, the technology.
I seriously don't agree with you, because I just had one of the episode with developers, those who have probably delivered more than 150 projects. They were mentioning that they have never done any digital marketing, and they have not even printed their brochure, and they were able to sell out their 100% of their project. So I don't feel,
So Girish, now what happens is there are examples in every micro market. But then when you study it, say 5 years पुराना अगर अपन स्टडी करेंगे तो हम लोग देखेंगे कि उसका बिक गया, बट कौन से रेट में बिका है. वो बताएंगे कि हाँ हम लोग ने सब बिल्डिंग बनते बनते बेच दिया या स्टार्ट में ही बेच दिया, बट दे वुड हैव सोल्ड एट अ वेरी initial stage. So if you refer the data points, like today you tell me which particular part of the city how many flats were sold at what rate. अगर वो डेटा के साथ हम लोग बैठे with the architect and tell him, we give them a brief. Like I and Sahil have been school friends. I remember in every project that we have done, we actually did a market research. There was at least 6 months that went into studying the market, then a month or two in designing what products that we want to bring, and then the launch was much easier because we kind of predicted the entire thing, how it is gonna come in. So technology, I personally feel like, when we are adding value to the entire ecosystem, using the technology, like of course there are people who say we have not used digital marketing, but my my reasoning with them or my suggestion to them would be, if you have not used, in the next project try using it, and then we'll compare your past and what are you doing right now. Because एक टाइम था गिरीश जब सब बिक रहा था, वहाँ पे लोगों का रिक्वायरमेंट था और बिल्डिंग्स अच्छी कम बन रही थी. बट राइट नाउ व्हेन यू सी रीडेवलपमेंट, जैसे 9,000 प्लस प्रोजेक्ट्स आर अंडर रीडेवलपमेंट राइट नाउ. जस्ट कंसिडर इफ 9,000 प्रोजेक्ट्स का कंपटीशन रहेगा, you have to stand out amongst your competition.
And that also just in Mumbai.
Just in Mumbai.
Just in Mumbai. I was also being educated that only Borivali had more than 1,000 plus project registered for redevelopment.
1,000 projects.
1,000 projects. So I mean, just wanted to understand from you, how would you see the competition down the line? I mean, this coming year, if you have more than 1,000 project coming, launching across Borivali, and probably across Mumbai more than 9,000 projects. So do you feel there is a consumption for these kind of units in the market?
One word answer, absolutely not. But that does not stop us to make buildings, right? It is overflooded, we know, and that is why the younger people come in, and we want to make sure that how our building stands out from our competitors. So every buyer now is aware about the remaining 999 buildings which are present in any macro market, say particularly about Borivali. But why he would choose yours is also a thing. And right now what we discussed previously about certain people not relying on digital mediums also is one project story does not make you a branded developer, right? You have to make sure that money is not only important, but if you want to leave back something, also the legacy comes, also your name comes. आपका प्रोजेक्ट बिना ब्रोशर बनाए अगर बिक जाता है वो बहुत अच्छा है आज के लिए, but आप नाम कब कमाओ? So that is where now our thoughts are aligned on this कि पैसा तो बनाना है, but उसके साथ अच्छा क्वालिटी चीज़ बनाना है जो स्टैंड आउट करे और दूसरे प्रोजेक्ट से कम्पीट करे, और उसके साथ साथ एक home is the biggest feeling, like how Sahil mentioned earlier. So एक अलग फीलिंग देनी है. Not only our product now is not only brick and mortar, but a feeling.
Chintan, you were mentioning that you keep doing analysis before taking up any projects, and Sahil also, participated with you during acquisition time. So what kind of analysis that you do, or probably do you use some kind of app technology, or do you use some kind of agency who provides you these kind of numbers?
So Girish, it all depends on which particular micro market we are working on.
Any micro market.
Right. So if there is something in Mumbai western suburbs, we prefer the first hand analysis where our sales team is actually going in the projects which are exactly competitive to the micro market we will be launching our project. We make sure all the sales head of every project, we make sure which all launch is happening. उन लोग ने क्या अलग किया, उन लोग का marketing mix कैसा था, like they were using which medium, like hoardings is doing really good post COVID, newspapers have थोड़ा सा drop down हुआ है, but again you say like we have Midday doing the biggest exhibition again, so हर चीज का change आते रहता है. So analysis, yes, we do use CRE matrix at times for the data, Abhishek being a very dear friend, but it's a combination of everything. और आज अपन जब sales team को बोलते हैं, they are also very smart, they have all the big portals.
Correct.
And it is a matter of 10 to 15 minutes for them to give us an understanding about what product is in offer, कितना inventory किसके पास कहाँ पे available है, and then we can bring our product.
So with CRE matrix, I was really surprised and taken off guard. One of my friend was mentioning that he was able to identify last transaction क्या rate पे हुआ है और कितने inventory available है वहाँ पे. So with this kind of setup, the way technology is moving, it is just in your mobile phone right now. तो पहले ना डेवलपर नहीं बताता था कि मेरे पास हायर फ्लोर अवेलेबल नहीं है, मेरे पास ये नॉर्थ ईस्ट वाला इन्वेंट्री अभी अवेलेबल नहीं, बिकॉज दे वांटेड टू सेल इट एट अ प्रीमियम. So what will happen? I mean, how will you then try to average out sale? I mean, if you can just throw some light on this.
See, in the long run, if you see it in a way, as Krutam rightly pointed out, there is bound to be an influx of excess supply into the market, which is going to determine, there would be a gap between the demand and supply. The supply is going to exceed the demand. Now coming back to your question, wherein developers initially they did not used to disclose availability of certain inventories जहाँ पे north east flat available नहीं है because they want to sell at a premium price. I think that notion is going to break very soon. Initially we had the concept of floor rise and other things, but right now what we've done is we are selling at a bundled pricing policy in a lot of projects. It's a buyer's market today. You need to give respect to that fact. Secondly, right now when the buyer comes, it's a granted fact that he has 5-6 options in the same vicinity.
Are you sure it's just 5-6 options?
Probably more than that. It just makes you feel better when you say 5-6. So it's buyer is a king today. So when he comes to your office and when he is asking for a particular inventory, I feel that you are bound to give him the best option that's available, and you try to close him as early as possible, because of course before coming into construction background I've hailed from marketing industry, and I understand the nuances of closing and hitting the hammer when it's hot. From the developer's angle, I understand that importance, and a lot of my peers have done the mistake wherein expecting the buyer to come back where he actually does not, and then we rue the fact we missed it. We don't want to do that.
I mean, he has already booked some other project.
Yes, yeah, he's gone. So we don't want to repeat that mistake again. And the faster you churn over your project, it's better, because right now with the influx of supply, we also don't see prices rising very soon. So yes, you have to be realistic in your approach.
Gurtam, you have done one of the fantastic project in western suburbs, Enrose. I mean, it's visible from Western Express Highway. It's a large project. And how difficult it is to manage the construction quality first, and also to keep up with the prices, because every year we see inflation and the construction material prices keep moving up by 10 to 15%. And I'm sure during the feasibility of the project you would have not considered such kind of inflation that has especially came post COVID. So how do you manage? Do you cut corners? Do you compromise on not construction quality, but do you compromise in profitability? How do you manage that?
So particularly about our project Northern Heights, which is right now the tallest OC received building in western suburbs. As you rightly said, we had a lot of thoughts behind it, that whether the viability is coming at a cost that now whether will we take something home from this. But when the names are at stake, we have to deliver on time. And fortunately, there was this transition during the new DCPR coming in, and we got certain appetite, and that is how we survived, honestly. And that is how also it helped us for and kind of in timely completion, because being the tallest, the high-rise committee was not in Mumbai the time when we started. Alright, so we along with a few other developers had to go up till Delhi and find high-rise committee कहाँ बैठती है, क्या करती है, और वो लोग को तब पता चला कि अच्छा मुंबई में इतने बड़े बिल्डिंग्स बन भी रहे हैं, क्योंकि हमारे फादर्स कहते हैं तो वी नो. एंड देन हमको उनको लाना पड़ा, यहाँ दिखाना पड़ा, और फिर अब जाके सक्सेसफुली पिछले 4 साल से हाई राइज कमेटी है मुंबई में अपनी खुद की फुल टाइम फंक्शन. सो हम वो टाइम से इतना स्ट्रगल करके आ रहे हैं, एंड ऑब्वियसली नॉट, अगर हमें कुछ पीछे बहुत बड़ा लेगेसी देनी है या हमें एक ब्रांड क्रिएट करनी है, तो कॉस्ट कटिंग इन एनी फॉर्म इज नॉट पॉसिबल. In fact, for this particular project, I would tell you that after 2019, we were calling our existing buyers and giving them options whether they want to upgrade for Italian marble flooring at जस्ट नो कॉस्ट. अगर आप एज अ बायर तभी मार्बल लेने जाते थे तो शायद आपको 300-350 रुपया पर स्क्वायर फीट पड़ता था, और हम लोग ने उनको वो अपग्रेड सिर्फ 65 रुपीज़ में दिया, लाइक दैट.
So why even take that 65 rupees?
Yeah, right. Why do we take that?
Or let me put it in that way, why to even give it at no cost? You are here to make money.
We had to differentiate, क्योंकि प्रोजेक्ट खत्म तो हुआ नहीं था 2019 में और नए लोग आने वाले. सो अगर आप एक बिल्डिंग में रह रहे हो जिसमें आपको एक एमिनिटी एक कॉस्ट पे आई है और मैंने वो बोल के बेचा है, और जो आपसे पहले का बायर था उसको ऐसे ही मिल गई है विदाउट सेइंग, सो उसको पता होना चाहिए कि मैं एडिशनल ये दे रहा हूँ, और यू नो नथिंग कम्स फॉर फ्री टू बॉम्बे. ऑनेस्टली 65 रुपीज़ वो हमारा कॉस्ट भी नहीं था, बट जब एक बिल्डिंग बन जाएगी 5 साल के बाद 2 लोग साथ में रहेंगे, और जैसे आपको पता चलेगा कि आपका 2 BHK 700 फुट का है और साहिल को पता चलेगा कि उसका 2 BHK सुपर बिल्टअप पकड़ के अगर 820 का है, तो क्या आप लोग के लिए वो जस्टिफाई होगा, और आप रोज रात को सोचोगे कि मेरा बिल्डर कैसा. सो यू नो टू मेक श्योर दैट जो 2019 के बाद के बायर्स हैं उनको एक वैल्यू मिल रहा है तो पीछे वाले ने कुछ दिया है.
This also means that young generation do believe in customer experience. I would like to talk to Sahil. Sahil, you've been doing marketing for last almost a decade that I know, and you would have marketed more than 100 plus projects, run more than 200-300 plus campaign. Do all the developers really believe in customer experience?
They believe in money. I know that. For them it's only credit, not debit. But having said that, they started believing, I believe, from the end of the last decade.
Okay.
What happened is, as Kritam pointed out, with the super build-up notion going out and the RERA carpet coming in, a lot of things became quite evident. And how do you differentiate your product, or what is the USP of your project? Because then there were no flower beds, there was no other extra space that you can offer. So how do you lure the customer to your project? And then the customer experience program came in, wherein there were a lot of loyalty programs and you had a lot of important touch points for the customers. The entire presentation of the marketing changed. I remember during our days when we started in 2011-12, there was not even a concept of a brochure. There used to be a white paper with a floor plan and a lump sum built up area written over there, and the clients used to be like bonkers over it.
Yeah, I remember I did visited one of your project at Vashi.
Yes, yes. The concept was always there. But then as the buyers became smart, they understood what is the value addition, what is the value gain that they're getting from that particular inventory. And yes, so the experience of the customer became very important. And of course it evolved. The time I went out, there are a lot of new mandate firms that have taken over, and the kind of experience that they are giving are mind-boggling. You have VR services, and you have artificial intelligence and other things like that, which I feel if we had the leverage of doing that during our days, we would have been just over the moon. But that's how the nature of the market is.
So Chintan, like Sahil was talking about VR and artificial intelligence, honestly it's been more than a decade for me also in real estate, and I would have seen more than 500-800 launches every year on year for other developers. I have not seen many developers using VR and AI. And I remember 10 years back, we used to sell property by sitting in developer's office, probably 100 square feet. Then we move on to container, and then we move on to sales office. Then we move on to sales lounge, and now we call it an experience center.
CEC.
CEC, a customer experience center. What next?
I think, Girish, I always tell to every person who is into real estate, and especially to the sales team, okay, you visit a real estate developer's sales lounge, but उसी के साथ साथ उसके बाजू में अगर रोल्स रॉयस का वहाँ पे शोरूम होगा, वो विजिट करके आना. Go to a hotel which has just opened up. You always notice whenever a hotel is opened, they have a team which is for 5 months. उसको वो लोग startup team बताते. and they are masters in launching the hotel, सब systems लेकर आने को, and then they get bored. They literally want to just give away and go to a new project or a new hotel जो launch होता है.
Okay.
So I think एक कार की कंपनी जो 10, 12, 20, 15 लाख की गाड़ी बेच रही है, अगर वो इतना एक्सपीरियंस किसी को देने में, they are like they want to try new things. Second hand cars का अगर आप देखोगे अभी, like there are big players who have just entered. They go out of the way when they are delivering the cars. They want to create that experience कि भाई आपने गाड़ी खरीदी है. We are selling a flat which ranges from 50 lakhs to
crores probably
26 करोड़ का भी अपने किसी
26 crore, I mean
28 crores का अगर
a recent article was 300 crores.
300
Yes.
Let's say what is happening in western suburbs or usually in Mumbai, the sweet spot जहाँ पे खेल रहे हैं हम लोग. So I think ये तो mandatory है, like पहले नहीं था but अभी तो अपने को minimum इतना देना चाहिए. And whatever you invest into CRM, whatever you invest into this, it actually pays back और आपका लाइफ बहुत इजी हो जाता है. सो आई थिंक एवरी डेवलपर, जैसे कृतम वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट वैल्यू एडिशन और अपने को एक लेगेसी छोड़कर जाना है. लाइक एक एग्जांपल आई विल अगेन गिव ऑफ एनरोज ओनली. आई वाज वेरी happy when they just delivered one of the projects and they had like a 15-20 day event. जब वो लोग like there was food every day, there were people.
We called it the OC उत्सव. कि OC आ गई है तो why we developers think के फ्लैट बेचना ही इम्पोर्टेंट है, बट घर देना भी एक बहुत बड़ा पार्ट है. और डिलीवरी से हमें ऐसा लग रहा है कि उससे इट इज लाइक अगेन मार्केटिंग फॉर अस फॉर आवर फर्दर प्रोजेक्ट्स honestly, but still giving that experience. So we had created different selfie points throughout the podium where the family members could get their guest or their family, if anybody gets a good picture for that day, they used to get Tata Chroma vouchers worth 15,000, this, that. So this all is giving a value addition experience, like how
Mr. Gautam Singhania, I got a chance to meet him few days back and we were talking about the Raymond. उन्होंने अभी जो थोड़े पर्टिकुलर उनके बिल्डिंग्स रेडी थे, तो they had like a total experience, one of the best event companies hire किया था. I think yes.
Visited that event and you won't believe, I was surprised that Mr. Gautam Singhania himself was present and during the key giving ceremony that was conducted there. It was an entire day event and very nicely done. But just wanted to understand.
खाली चीज मैं गिरीश लास्ट में ऐड करना चाहूंगा. अगर आप ये सब नहीं करते ना तो आपको 10 क्वेश्चंस आएंगे, बट ये आपने किया ना तो 10 के 2 हो जाएंगे और वो भी आपका ये सब the way you are, see the idea is to you are delivering. At the end of the day, delivery makes sense. Like if you wouldn't have made a good building, people would not be happy, and it is over the time. Leakage and everything happens after the second monsoon, third monsoon. So you have to stand with it. But the entire experience बहुत अमेजिंग होता है. और अगर आपका कोई लॉन्च है आपके जस्ट एक ओसी रेडी बिल्डिंग के बाद, वो लॉन्च में आपको डिफरेंस दिखेगा अगर आप ये सब चीजों को डिलीवर कर रहे हैं.
Sahil did mention about marketing, brochure and different mediums like virtual reality, AI. Chintan mentioned about digital marketing. Do you believe offline versus online? I mean, online is really taking over offline medium of marketing. I mean,
yes, online is definitely taking over. It is reaching the consumer's pockets. It is at your fingertips. So if we talk about data, since our new project launch in 2020 October, we have closed 73 deals by our own SEO and the digital marketing, what all we do. And the cost per booking for us is just 0.9% of what we pay out as a brokerage or any other thing, which is 2.25. So it is cost effective and it is reaching the right market or the right person if you are doing it right. And even though we cannot completely go into that, reason being that the product which we are giving, buyers are also not everybody is of our age or the younger ones. Still people rely on a newspaper and then they come out, okay, I saw your ad, are you still giving gold coins for Mahashivratri or Akshay Tritiya, and what is the current offer going on with you. And so now all
developers, which means developers do offer gold coin during Mahashivratri and Akshay Tritiya and Gudi Padwa, and that is one of the reason why we see rush during those times and heavy bookings.
yes. Also, exhibitions being a very big customer experience place, and it's like a marketplace where a buyer is exploited with all the options available. And I feel if a genuine buyer who's looking to buy a home or an office or a second home, by visiting a thing like an exhibition, like it's like a mall. Like, you know, if you feel like now I am going for a vacation, I need to shop, so you will go to the mall and you will find everything, right? If you just want to buy accessories, or you want to buy, even if you want to buy your bag to fill all your clothes, right? So that is what an exhibition helps. So we now have a balance in our company where still the weightage is more over the old traditional things because it is in transitioning. But unlike other developers, we have a 40% digital ratio also in our marketing spends.
So Sahil, you participated in Property Expo. I mean, we met last year, and Chintan, you were also participated in that exhibition. I mean, do you really find, Krutam's statement correct? I mean, in terms of bookings and buyer experience during that exhibition, and how many footfalls do you target during such exhibition?
See, I strongly believe that the Indian market is still a touch and feel market. Even today, when the buyers they come to our office, they want to go for an RTMI, which has a lesser waiting period or something which is nearing possession. And irrespective of the technology that you use, they still want to see the actual premises in real. So when you talk about exhibitions, it helps to kind of gain popularity for your product, gain momentum. But at the end of the day, your touch point is your product. And if the buyer is able to imagine his new house and seeing the construction work at an advanced stage, he is bound to convert. When you talk about footfalls, I believe when you go in an expo, there are some who come for window shopping, very honestly, and there are few buyers who are like real buyers. And for us, it's about gaining goodwill for your brand. And if I'm able to achieve probably a word of mouth in the market, probably not that person but someone whom he knows could be my potential buyer. And today it's a cutthroat competition. There are so many products in the market. You need to stand out. You don't have to be lost in the crowd. So it kind of serves both the purpose that way.
So Chintan, you've been part of Brihan Mumbai Developer Association. I mean, all three of you been part of Brihan Mumbai Developer Association, and you've been part of the most important wing, that is the youth wing, young generation. So as a youngistan, I would say, what you guys are doing to change the real estate sector, or probably how you're adding a few new values or something different concept wise in terms of real estate sales and marketing per se, I would say, because old legacy, those guys are very clear, the elder generation are very clear that they used to sell without any brochure, they used to sell without any sales office. So how you guys are adding value in terms of sales and marketing, and also helping customer to probably look for a right property?
Right. So during the first exhibition, Girish, a lot of our age developers joined BDA. Like I remember me and Sahil got called from Harish Bhai on that particular day. You guys have to come at one of the events at one of your banquets, and we are planning a exhibition. That exhibition was a very good space where we all bonded. During the start of the second exhibition, the BDA, our parent body, Brihan Mumbai Developer Association, there was a formation of Yuva. So in Yuva, Jaisal Ajmera, he is the president, I am the vice president, and we have almost 75 plus developers from the age group of 18 to 40. We meet almost every 2 weeks, but thanks to Krutam and there is a sports team, we are meeting now every Wednesday. So it's, Girish, the discussions are not only real estate, but we also connect on what cars are doing good. If we are playing cricket, we have a lot of people who are amazing at cheating. So हम लोग कैसे cheat करते हैं वो सीखते हैं. They say we have seen like you have lost a lot of weight. So and I have gained a lot of weight from the exhibition one.
I don't cheat.
So like people like us who have gained weight, we are trying to play cricket, play different games. We had an amazing event few days back. So the BDA Yuva, the youth wing of Brihan Mumbai Developers Association, we discuss anything and everything which goes around development, which goes around real estate, and also our personal lives. And I think it has helped me. Like I was always good friends. Like Sahil is a brother. I have known him since ages. Krutam, I have known him. I used to meet him at weddings. But because of BDA now, I think we have connected on a very different level. We discuss projects. Like I just give you an example. We internally discuss which is a good digital media company, which is a good mandate company, which project really did well and why. All these discussions. There is like I remember there are car lift issues with everyone right now. So uska discussion mein we actually combined like 10 to 12 people. We called a company and we negotiated on behalf of all 12 of us. Same is with elevators. So it's a good place where if you are into real estate, it's the place where you discuss, you interact and collaborate. So
What is the benefit of home buyer? Like you guys have formed this association keeping in mind that developers amongst themselves, if have any issues, can be resolved, and your experience can be shared, and there is a learning as well. But what about the home buyer? Does home buyer benefit to be, because of BDA as an association?
We have BDA Sahay,
Okay.
right, which is specifically launched for the stalled projects. Or I would say, correct me guys if I'm wrong, 3 out of 10 buildings are over-consumed who now want to redevelop. So BDA Sahay is a platform where if they come to us, we have a full-time organizing body which will give you the correct guiding force, whether you have to go to a PMC first or a lawyer first, whether you have to correct your whether you have to put your name on the PR card, or whether you have to run behind your feasibility so that you can appoint a builder. So for a redevelopment, engaging builder is the last step, I would say, because after that the builder roles come into place. Before that, there are several things which is involved where the society is rightly educated. Also, we have now a successfully running digital library which can be accessed by all BDA members and also laymen, where it is a fabulous portal for us developers. Like if we have to read an old circular which came for staircase concessions, right? So we can simply, instead of asking our architect or asking our fellow developer, we can simply log in, type staircase, and we'll get all the notifications whatever are there for relevant to staircases. So I think that helps really.
I think for consumer, Girish, like if you go 7-8 years back again, who would have thought an association is coming together and doing a property exhibition?
Technically, we are competitors,
right? But still
we bond like a family, right?
So I believe I have visited Expo last year. I met you guys, and I was able to experience. I think I was there on Sunday, and I believe there were more than 3,500 odd walk-ins just on Sunday. So I'm sure you guys are competitor, but at the end of the day, I think everyone gets their own piece of cake from these exhibitions. So when is the next exhibition that you guys are planning to do?
Very soon.
Let the curtains open and we shall let you know very soon.